Food. Fast food. Quick food, fast food, straight, no messing around. Just
fast.
Straight through, got your food off, gone.
Straight through, I think, describes it aptly.
Yeah.
Kimberly, you look as if you eat an awful lot of fast food, clearly.
No to fast food.
No to fast food.
No to fast food. Organic and natural is the way to go. Stay in the produce aisle.
But surely all vegetables are organic.
No, but they're not. You really do have to look for the label that says organic.
Yeah, Jimmy.
No, it's true.
I think all it means is
Pesticides and
organic,
chemicals.
but organic, technically, it means more expensive and muddy. You live in Los Angeles, don't you, Russell?
I do.
OK, so favourite fast food joint?
I really don't do that much fast food, but I'll go Mexican fast food, if anything. Del Taco, good gas.
Well, it's not only delicious when you eat it, but also afterwards you go, oh. Fragrant.
No smell, just gassy.
Just gassy.
Loud. It's loud. It's like a Mexican coming out of your ass, really, is what it is.
And when it comes out, does it mow your lawn?
Do you eat fast food? You don't look as if you eat fast food. Are you allowed to eat fast food? Does Simon tell you you can't eat it?
No. I'm trying to keep the timber down, you see. Try and keep in good shape.
The timber down?
Yeah, the timber.
Don't say keep the timber down and do that, because people will think you're talking about something else. There's a wood connotation to timber. Yeah, baby, trying to keep the timber down. Well, surprisingly, that's not in our top three. People criticise McDonald's, but if it wasn't for McDonald's, where else would we take a shit in the town centre? Right, fingers on pulses, one more thing to go.
The world of movies and Hollywood and glitz and glamour. I've been to Hollywood.
Of course you have, look at you.
I went out there.
On a geography field trip.
And I've been to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You haven't got a star on the Walk of Fame, have you? The Pussycat Dolls haven't got a Walk of
No, we don't.
Walk of Fame star. Because I walked along, sort of checking out all the names, and like Rin Tin Tin's got one, and Lassie, and Godzilla. Who are they going to get next? The Lurpak bloke with the trombone? I mean, it's just... it seems like anyone can have a star on the Walk of Fame.
Problem with Hollywood is it's too cool and it just makes your real life look shit. Like, once in my life, I would like to be able to do a speech like he does in Gladiator, where he turns around and does all that. But you can't. Member of the AA, owner of a knackered microwave, and I will have my pudding. This room or the next.
I think what Hollywood has done to a cinema, in one way, has ruined it. It's because all the food people take in, people who never normally litter anywhere, in cinema, they just finish their popcorn, they just go... with cans of... People just chuck shit everywhere, and the lights come up, and it looks like Dale Farm.
Now, Kimberly, the Pussycat Dolls started in sort of Hollywood, didn't they?
Yeah, in Los Angeles. Before I was even in the group, it was a dance troupe for about 10 years at the Viper Room.
Yeah.
Back when Johnny Depp owned it, he was actually the person that told Robin to give it a name. And that's where Pussycat Dolls was born.
You were number 3 in the Pussycat Dolls, aren't you?
Number 3.
Well, sorry, I ordered it in my head. Have you made any films out there, Russell? You're in Hollywood.
I have. I've been a couple.
You're in Source Code,
I was in Source Code.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, you were in Source Code.
Thanks.
You were in Source
Have
Code.
you seen Source Code?
Nobody.
Yeah, it's a great
You're in
film.
Source Code, and you played basically yourself.
I
You played
played
quite
a-
a grumpy man on a train.
I played a grumpy version of me.
You get the best line in the whole film, I think.
Which one?
I'm on my way to an asshole convention.
Oh, yeah?
I recognise him. I recognise this geezer from somewhere. Just watching that film recently.
Let's have a look and see if Hollywood is one of the ways America has changed the world. Yes, indeed.
Is it the collapse of the BlackBerry messaging system?
They had what they described as a catastrophic outage. I had one of those once after a reheated prawn curry.
I'm not on BlackBerry, so I didn't experience any of the tragedy that befell millions of people where they couldn't go, I'm in the bath. It seems quite serious.
It was pretty bad. I mean, it went down for 3 days, no
It's
BlackBerry.
not massively serious, is it, when you sum it up? It's not. It's a very first world problem. Limited web surfing capability for 3... Not like Africa are watching the news going, oh. We should do something, because they cannot see someone and go, oh, what was he in? Knackered.
It's gone a bit mad, though, isn't it? Where, because, 3 days without email. I remember when the height of technology was like a calculator on your ruler. Can't believe they put it on a ruler.
You've certainly.
Yeah. When you had a watch with a light.
The thing...
Panic.
I find the BlackBerry, I haven't got one, but I find the annoying thing about them is when people have got BlackBerries, because now people talk about BlackBerries and Apple phones as if they're the Beatles and the Stones, or mods and rockers. it's tribal. And people with BlackBerries always go, yeah, it's better for email, though. But on my phone, I can send and receive email. I don't know how much better it gets.
That's the weird thing is they're rivals, the Apple, BlackBerry, but in a crumble, they're harmony.
Let's have a look and see whether BlackBerry is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the BlackBerry email system failed several times in the past week. You'd have thought Steve Jobs' ghost would have had better things to do. Right, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. John's team.
Well, there's been a parliamentary probe this week.
Another one.
It's got Liam Fox into a lot of trouble.
There is this weird thing it's sort of the unsaid thing in the paper, isn't it? That Adam Werrity and Liam Fox have been doing it.
It's more that they got to a point where they tried to report it as a news, because it's a big news story that, someone's been gaining access to Parliament, basically, and lobbying for arms deals that he has nothing to do with. And they tried to report all that, and people went, yeah. And then in the middle of the week, they just went, and they might be doing it with each other.
Are they saying it overtly, though, the press?
No.
Saying it?
There's a rumour that Liam Fox is gay, but he's denied it, and he's a married man. So, what do you make of this? What do you make of Liam Fox resigning?
Well, I don't know. What I find funny about it is that is the Defence Secretary has got himself in a situation where his friend is a non-executive director of a so-called charitable organisation which was being funded by right-wing American businessmen, while at the same time, right, he's posing as an advisor to the MOD while pursuing his own paid lobbying agenda. I mean, stuff like that, you can't make it up. I was laughing about it with the wife this morning. I was going, oh, can you believe what they did? I mean, the more you think about it, the more you just go, ha, ha, ha.
Every day something new comes on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a flamboyant man in his 50s. He wants to go away, wants to take a friend.
Buddy along.
He's bringing a friend on holiday, staying in the same hotel. Where's the problem there?
But the thing is, you don't bring your friends to work unless you're a plumber. It's a well-known role as a plumber's mate. There's no well-known role as, hello, what do you do? I'm a Defence Secretary's mate.
I just help him get stuff from the van,
What do you think they ever had a chat and said to each other, listen, you come with me, we'll have a bit of a laugh, we'll go around the world, we'll set up a company, we'll get on the blag, we'll get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we'll get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just weird, it's bizarre.
They must have had that conversation at some stage,
They must
I would imagine.
They don't apologise, do they? The Tories, they're very good at using like a long speech in which not once did he say, I done it, soz. And he started off by saying, I just want you to know that last week I saw a man whose kids were dead. So let's get this in perspective.
Yeah, that was incredible.
If you get busted at work, you're not allowed to do it. I just want you to know, someone got stabbed in town last night, so...
Cameron said that he resigned with dignity, didn't he? Which really annoys me. I want to see one go mental. Smash his office up, Call Cameron a wanker and then shit in his yucca plant.
Let's have a look and see whether Liam Fox is up there.
X Factor?
Have you been talking about X Factor? What's been going on X Factor? Tell me everything.
There's been the bullying with Misha and whoever else she was doing it with.
It's Misha B, isn't it?
Yeah, Misha B, you get me.
You...
I love Misha B, though.
You love Misha B?
Yeah, I don't think it was bullying. I think it was just showbiz banter. She was meant to be bullying Sammy.
Sammy,
but Sammy said she wasn't. Sammy said, look, I'm 6'2", 20 stone.
Who said this?
Sammy.
Could you say that again, please?
Yeah, Sammy.
Sorry, who was it?
Well, if you want me to spit at you, I said Sammy. I said Sammy, Sammy, Sammy.
Ironic that we're talking about bullying as I do this. Say Sammy again, I like it.
So, all that...
I should just say, because I was teasing you a little bit there, if you're being bullied because you've got a speech impediment, there are people you can talk to. But it will take f***ing ages and they may be bullying.
But Sammy said on This Morning that she weren't bullying me. Look, I can handle myself. Look at me. I'm 6'2", whatever, with her heels on, I think that is. If she's 6'2" without heels, that's a worry. No wonder she took her shoes off when she done the final song on X Factor. Because, honestly, getting excited when you're 6'2" in a bad pair of heels is awful. I would have bullied her as well in that dress. Because, really, I mean, going out there in that... Did you see it? It had that, like, sort of leather bit in the middle, which wasn't right. I know she can't, you know, you can blame the stylist for that. But anyway, so apparently she...
Here's some full stops if you want to use them.
So Sammy's saying they weren't bullying anyone, but Misha's being accused of bullying, which is, you know, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I personally don't. I think that it should have stayed backstage. I don't think it should have been brought up front. Do you know what I mean? It should have stayed back... Because that's what happens. That's show business, isn't it? I mean, before someone goes out, you say to them, you know, do I look nice? If you're in... You can just got on your paper now. I've got a stutter as well.
Now Sean's got to get tested. Back to X Factor.
I personally think it was, like I say, just backstage. If you're in competition with someone and they say, you know, before you go and say, oh, how do I look? You say, like, f***ing shit. You know, you want them to feel bad, and that's what I think it is.
Sorry, Joe, he didn't.
He did say that.
He was right that time, wasn't he?
So I don't know. I don't know.
I love the fact that Joe and Louis are on the same team. It's just...
Two peas in a pod. I've been practicing.
Biology teacher, isn't he?
They're all rubbish, though. They're so... The Misha girls, all right. Sammy, who went out, she said, oh, I'm still going to sing for the rest of my life. I bet you are. Do-do-do-do-do. Frankie Kokoza is the most objectionable human I think I've seen on anything.
No!
He's worse than Gaddafi, I'm going to say it now.
Let's have a look and see if the X Factor is up there. Yes, indeed. Most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false?
Well, you've undergone a few, or is that a natural tan?
This is natural.
Oh, that's a natural tan, is it?
I've had sunbeds, but I've quit sunbeds now. I don't have sunbeds no more, so...
You've quit sunbeds?
Quit.
My God, you've made some sacrifices, haven't you? When did you quit sunbeds?
Like last week.
So, what's your daily regime, beauty-wise? What do you do, beauty-wise?
Obviously, you know, I wake up, look at myself, and I think, Reem. But then I get... Then what? Then I get in the shower, do my hair afterwards... Bang, bang. What are you saying?
Bang, bang. And who's over there?
That's meant to be the mirror.
Oh, I thought that was your carer. Jennifer, you're a lady. Now, do you think men are too pampered these days? Do we do too much?
Yeah, I do. I like men, like, hairy, smelly.
Johnny Vegas. John, do you do any?
No, I wouldn't say I'm too embarrassed. I just think the prettier you are, the more you're going to disappoint someone at some point, because they'll think, oh, that's the one, and then you go,
So you don't do anything? You don't do any
I had
beauty
my
treatment?
first extraneous nostril hair this week.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one. I was driving and I just checked my rearview mirror and it was there.
Hello!
That was the first vanity issue I've had of like, well, that needs sorting, and there's no reason I shouldn't have just let them all come out.
How'd you get it out?
No.
I just pulled and I pulled until I cried.
When you get to Boots and buy your first nasal trimmer, the way the girl looks at you, you know, and she slides it across with the beep.
I don't know, Johnny.
What, and you can't look away, because if you look away, you give them a better angle.
Sure. Beauty treatments.
I have had waxing, but I won't take my trousers off. They have to do it keyhole.
Joey, you take very good care of your hair, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Have a little look at this.
I didn't know you blow dried your hair.
I don't blow dry my hair.
You just blow dried it.
No, I'm hair dry my hair.
That is a blow dry.
No, I blow dries when you go to a shop, innit? Like, if you go to a shop, you get your hair blow dried. You're a girl, you go to a salon.
It's
What?
not. If you blow dry your hair, you blow dry your hair. It's the same, whether you do it or someone else does it.
Yeah, but no, you got to put... I'm so confused.
Do you do that every day? You have to blow dry your hair every day?
Yeah, but I don't... This is not a blow dryer. This is a hair dryer.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
So what do you think?
I'm going to get you a diffuser.
A what?
And then the cat technically say even that's another step away from blow drying.
A diffuser?
Yeah, it's one, you know, with the little spikes in it, you just run it through. What it does, it breaks it up and you'll get no split ends.
What have you done with a real Johnny Vegas?
Johnny, what do you use on your hair?
Hey, sunshine, I had a perm, all right, that, 2 minutes. I used to lacquer, I used a mousse, I used a diffuser. Didn't towel dry, because that created heat and friction. No, I'd wrap round, I'd give it 20 good minutes. I treated it with respect. I hope that shit falls out.
I didn't mean offence to that, man.
Yeah, well, you did, and you know what? Give out for that. Look after it, you don't know where you go while you're young.
OK. So most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments.
I'm going bald! Look at that.
That's not that bad. No. I'm worse than that. Mind you, I think that's because I have very vivid dreams. I drive my head into the pillow.
OK, so most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
True.
You think it's true? You think they are too embarrassed?
Yes,
Sean,
I do,
what do you
yes.
think?
Team?
Jennifer, what do you think? Are most men too embarrassed?
False.
You're going to go false? OK. I can tell you the answer is false. Oh. You got it. Yes. Yes, only 43% of men said they'd be too embarrassed to have beauty treatments. Most people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money. True or false?
I would, because my greatest fear is having no money.
You cannot argue with that. What's your greatest fear, Stacey?
I'm scared of quite a lot of things, most things, in fact.
Because you were on I'm a Celebrity, weren't you?
Yeah, that was scary.
What was the worst thing you had to do?
I hated that truck thing they put me in, where, like, every cubbyhole had a different, like, bug in it, and you have to, like, open them up and then untie knots. I mean, and you'd think they'd put the knots a little bit loose for you, you know? You've already opened this cupboard. Some spider, cockroach thingy has fallen on you. So I was covered in bugs, and I was just like, I can't open the knots. Why? And then it, like, tipped over, chucked me out the back.
Jimmy's trying to follow the story. He's going... I'd love you to explain the plot to a film like Usual Suspects. That'd be great.
OK, what's your greatest fear, John? What are you...
I'm scared of spiders, I'm scared of heights, I'm scared of things that will hurt. I don't understand why people are supposed to get over their fears. Fear is a legitimate thing to stop you dying of things. We used to do a thing at school where you go up to someone and you go, oh, I've got something for you. Oh, blinking powder. Oh, you blinked. You go, yeah, I thought you were going to throw something in my face. It's natural. I'm not going to get over it so that I can end up... But King Harold wasn't in a field going, yeah, didn't blink now, did I?
You make a point, and it's not... you know, you should be properly scared of things that are dangerous. You know that guy who had a pet cobra?
Oh, yeah, this was recently.
Yeah, he kept a cobra in his house, and, you know, he kept it for a couple of years, and then sooner or later, it just went like that, bit him, and he died. It was very sad. But he was quoted as saying that cobras are much misunderstood. I thought, yeah, by you.
My friend worked for a while in the lion enclosure in Melbourne Zoo in Australia, and they've had several people, 3 people have tried to break in to talk to the lions in the middle of the night. Mostly, there's a religious man who's jumped in twice and he reads the Bible to them. But the other guy was a karate, he was a black belt, and when the next morning all they found was his head, and there was a legal case afterwards to try and find out what had happened. And his sensei was called in, and the quote from his sensei was, no. All I said to him was, you are so good, you could fight a lion.
I love the way you say they had an inquest. Was it an inquest?
Inquest.
Inquest into the death. I'm not qualified in any way, but I could tell you what happened there. Lion go yum yum.
Do you think the lion toyed with him at all? Said, whoa, that's hard. What are you doing? You're a tough guy. What is this? Karate, is it? Never heard of that. Oh, stop. Ow, that hurts.
OK, most people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money, true or false? Sean?
What do you think?
Definitely.
Yes,
They
OK,
would. I
yes,
think people
definitely.
would.
We'll say definitely.
You're saying true, you're saying?
We think yes as well.
Yeah, go on.
OK, I can tell you the answer is true. 83% of people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money.
You never really forget, like, the day I passed my driving test, probably the most significant. Because then you can go anywhere, can't you? Get the motor running. I won't surprise anyone to learn that I received a minor on my driving test for excessive caution. That's right, ladies. Really annoyed me. You know you're a fanny when on your driving test the instructor's saying, so when I tap the dashboard, I want you to slow down, but for the rest of the time, can you friggin' strap on a pair and just put your foot down?
I think it's a big time for, teenagers passing their test. I just think it's a very strange thing that we pick that time in life to give kids the opportunity to drive. It's the most sort of hormonally volatile you can be. So are you emotionally insecure and randomly aggressive? Here, have a machine that can kill yourself and others.
When can you apply for your provisional licence?
I do drive a car, mate. I drive a Polo 1.2. It's blue.
And you've got a rhyme
Take
as well.
that.
Yeah, exactly. I drive a Ford Fiesta. It's Spanish for party.
I feel completely left out.
Do you drive?
I've never passed my driving test.
Oh.
I took it once and failed it so appallingly badly, I said I'm never, ever going to drive again, and I haven't.
I respect you for that. I think if you fail your test 3 times, you should be banned for at least 10 years. People think they have a right to drive, and they're like, well, I'll get there in the end. Well, you're clearly shit at this. You have to be told to stop now. Like, I failed 6 times, but then I passed on the 7th. Well, you're probably still shit.
Do you drive, Sarah?
Yeah, I passed second time. Apparently all the safest drivers are those who passed the second time. But I drove into oncoming traffic in my first one. But I didn't on the second one. But they don't teach you everything that you really need to learn to drive in the lessons. They don't teach you, like, how to balance all your snacks on the passenger seat.
Open the crisps when you're at the services, because it's difficult to open them when you're driving along.
Yeah, but I can't open a bottle between my thighs.
She can.
Really impressive if it's one of those gross bottles. Same house here for that.
I think there should be different levels of test as well. I think there should be a test that you can drive without the radio on, and then there should be another test where you could drive looking at a text, making a phone call, chatting to your friends, and then there should be a high-level test where you're so good you can have a few drinks. Okay, learning to drive. Let's have a look and see whether it's one of the most important moments in life. Most people think children today are given too much praise. True or false?
Children do get praised too much. For example, I mean, my kids, they get praised for, like, eating peas. And they eat some peas, and even they spit them out and go... Still go, oh, well done for trying the peas. 100 years ago, they'd been shoved up chimneys. And now they're going, well done, you've eaten some peas. Oh, you're clever. And any piece of daubing scribble ends up on the fridge. Anything. Just be You just go, what is that? What are you drawing, an amoeba? What the Oh, Christ. It's a tiger or a house. I mean, you don't know. and then it ends up on the fridge. In my day, it was either the Blue Peter Gallery or the bin. Do you praise your children?
Yeah, I do. I encourage them because I want them to be confident, and I think children can really, I know, they can take everything in like a sponge, and then their confidence can go. So I think it's important to encourage kids.
My perception's totally skewed by my old man. That's why I've got no, like, everything my dad's good at is the stuff I'm shit at, and everything he didn't like is the stuff I was good at, because I had to just be opposite to him. Like, he's got all the physical skills. He can look at a shelf and put it up. Get up, slag! And it just goes up like that.
My dad was harsh on me. He's like, I'm going to get in the music game. He was like, good luck with that. And he was like, come to me when you got a top 40. I was like, Dad, I'm number 19 in the charts. He's like, come to me when you got a top 10. I was like, Dad, I'm number 6. So Dad, come with me when you're number 1. I was like, Dad, I'm number 1. It's like, come to me when you sold out Sweden.
My dad, he was quite interesting. He would give you some encouragement if, you know, on certain things. Like, he used to play that game. You know that game, Spine in a Sack? We used to play that. Do you ever play that?
Spine.
You ever play that when you were a kid? Spine in a Sack.
Spine in a sack.
Spine in a Sack.
It sounds more like
what
a
he'd do is he'd go out and get some roadkill. Well, he'd get a roadkill and he'd whip the spine out, get the old spine out, then he'd break up all the vertebrae, put it in a sack, then he'd bounce it on our heads, right? And we'd have to guess what animal it was.
Spine in a sack.
Spine in a sack. I mean, you probably called it something different, back in a bag or something. Whatever, it's the same game.
Are you guys winding me up? Is there really a game?
Dad used to do it, and I'd go, oh, is it chipmunk, Dad? And you go, don't be stupid, that's not even indigenous. How am I going to find that on a road? Harder, Sean, work harder! Do you never play it?
No, I'm really shocked because I don't know if you're winding me up or not. I'd be mortified if my dad put a dead animal and started dancing it on my head.
This is in the 60s, I think my dad was taking a lot of drugs at that time.
Honestly, I don't know what to think.
No, he didn't know. I made it up for a joke. Very nice man, my dad. Very nice.
He did play kidneys in a shoe, though, didn't he?
I'm with Louise. I don't really know what to think about what's happened in the last 5 minutes. Well, the thing is, if you praise someone, then they'll think that that's what they should carry on doing. Whereas if you don't praise them, they'll want to do more. So I'm all for saying to kids, that is shit.
See, I feel out of place here because I've got a kid and I'm a loving father.
Do you praise your kid?
All the time.
How old is it?
Oh, he's a year and a half. He hasn't got a clue what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the one time when you can slag it off and it's just fun because it can't understand, so you go, oh, you shit everything, aren't you?
Recently, I took him swimming and a kid that was only about 5 splashed him and he was only 5, but I lost my temper and went, you d***. Looking back, I'm 31. I should have probably handled the situation with more dignity. Yeah.
OK, so most people think children today are given too much praise. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
What do you think?
I think you're right. I think they most probably think we should be tougher.
Yeah, OK, we'll go true then.
So you're going true. What are you going to go for, John?
Let's go false. Make it exciting.
Why not?
I can tell you the answer is false.
Yes!
Yes, only 33% of people think children today are given too much praise. Children respond best to supportive praise and gentle encouragement. And if that doesn't work, lock them in their bedroom and tell them Santa's dead.
Boxing picture.
OK. What do British people prefer, ballet or boxing?
I think boxing.
You think?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Who knew Emil was going to go boxing?
You know what? you get a lot of women now who like boxing. When I fight, 65% of my tickets are bought by women. And I don't know if that's because of boxing or because of me, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely the boxing.
Women you never think about women going to a boxing fight. It's like women going to a football match. I mean, you get a lot going, but 65%.
I've got another shot for you. They're in the pubs now.
Whereas it going to end, Sean? They're going to be driving.
What I want to know about this question is, when you say ballet or boxing, is it to watch or to take part?
Oh, to watch.
I like boxing. I like watching boxing. I think they should make it a bit more entertaining, though, by having car horns in the gloves.
Amir, I've got a boxing question for you.
Go on,
okay,
mate.
youngest ever Olympic medal winner, I believe.
Yep.
You got silver.
Yep.
Silver in boxing, that is second. There's only 2 of you in there. Just saying. Just saying.
Imagine if he'd come third.
Yeah, that went to the ref.
28 of us in the whole competition in that one division.
Yeah.
I was the youngest. I mean, all the rest were like 30.
It was amazing to watch. It was amazing. I don't see why you can't still be in the Olympics, because the tennis players are in it.
Exactly. It's the only sport, I think, which don't let professionals get involved in the Olympic Games. Imagine they did, it would be so competitive, it would be brilliant.
Have a look at this, and I want you to think about this when you step in the ring, yeah? Have a look.
That was 1993, so it's sad to think that both of those cats are probably now dead.
I want to know when they stopped, because like in the boxing, they used to box like that. Like 100 years ago, people used to box.
You're giving your age away, man. I mean, it's changed now.
It's changed. I'm not 100.
That's the pictures.
50 years
that's
ago,
how they
mate.
used to
50
pose. They
years
didn't
ago.
used to go like that, did they?
Have you not seen? Have you not seen
time
the Sherlock Holmes films? They definitely did. They used to punch like that.
But that's not how Sherlock Holmes fought.
Yes, it is.
Hang on, Sherlock Holmes did not exist.
When you knock someone, you've knocked people out, don't you? Okay,
In the ring,
In
yeah.
the ring, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't asking you to do someone for me. It must feel amazing, but also there must be a part of it when you knock someone out. You're thinking, brilliant, I've finished work early.
Yeah, I mean, they always said to me...
Mate, I'm off.
Yeah.
So how quickly do you get home after the fight? Because that's a brilliant point, isn't it? If you knock him out and then you go, West Wing's on.
It just depends. It depends where the fight is. Normally, I can be home within an hour. With going to the fight, having the fight, and then coming back home an hour.
That would have made a terrible ending to Rocky, which is how soon he was back on his sofa watching the television. Yeah, I'm home, love. Yeah, sorry, love.
Adrian!
World champion.
Adrian, can you make us a cup of tea? So what's the biggest audience you've fought in front of?
About 35,000. Yeah.
35,000. What was that?
That was in Cardiff.
And was that like? Was it an official thing or was it on the street?
What's the biggest audience ballet get? Do you know?
Oh, when I did ballet, there was 36,000. And 66% of them were men. So...
People go and watch a ballet, and it's people telling a story only using their legs. That's just cosmic, man. So they're just using their legs, like that, dancing around using their legs, and people going, it's like Skippy. It's like, what? The princess has been taken to the castle by the Wicked Witch? And they go, yeah. But it's great, just people telling a story only using legs. How good is that?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's get an answer on this. John?
Ballet, I think, are we?
OK.
Yep. Right, guys?
You're going ballet? What do you think?
Voice of the people.
Boxing.
Boxing.
All right, I can tell you the answer is 56% of people prefer boxing to ballet. That's better. Cool.